Your product page is killing your profits. You're spending money on ads, but 98% of the people is not converting. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get a 6 to 7% conversion rate on your product page in 3 simple steps. And I will share you the exact product page template that I used for all my own product pages. And if you watch till the end of this video, I will share a nice little gift with you. So stay tuned till the end of this video. Before we're going to dive in, real quick about me. My name is Dan. I'm already for 6 years in the e-commerce space and I have no course. I have nothing to sell you. I'm running a growth marketing agency for D2C e-commerce brands. All right. And on my socials, Twitter, YouTube, you can find a lot of social proof because I think it's important that if you take advice of someone, that it is someone that has actually skin in the game. Alright, so with that being said, let's dive straight into it. Before you're going to change anything on your product page, what is really important are a few fundamentals. And the number one thing is that you need to stop looking at conversion rate alone, okay? And most store owners obsess over conversion rate, like I need to get 2 to 3%, but here's the truth, conversion rate alone means nothing, okay? So it's just a metric that is part of a bigger picture, okay? So it's not only about having a good product page, it's the intersection of 3 elements. Number 1 is the marketing, right? The top funnel, then the offer that you're presenting, and the P2P experience. And the P2P, we mean with that the product page, okay? So those 3 things combined, that will help you to increase your conversion rate if you're doing it the correct way. And to start off top of funnel, the marketing is why it is important, is that if your ads and creatives don't match the product page, people click but don't buy, okay? So what's really important is that your ads set the expectations and your page delivers. And to show you a quick example, you're advertising, let's say a techno party, you have flyers, your ads, everything screams techno, but people show up expecting techno, but they walk in and it's a hardcore party. What happens? People will leave. And it's the same with most stores. So let's say you're advertising a product that solves a sleep issues, focus or increase focus and gets you more energy. And your winning advertising hook is how to improve your sleep. And people click on that, they land on your page and they see also the 2 other USPs about your product buried in the hook that brought them to your website. Okay, so if they come to your website within the hook about how to improve sleep, but your first USPs or above the fold is talking about how to get focus and energy, it's already mismatching. So instead of doing that, give 3 USPs on how the product improves their sleep. Okay, so it's very important. And to even make it simpler, if you have an ad shows a red shoe, your page better show that same red shoe first, not the blue shoes or not other footwear options. Okay, you brought them in with the red shoe, so make sure you show that first. The exact thing they click for, and that is the message match. The rule here is your ad is the promise, your product page is the party. And if they don't match, people will leave. So that's the first part. So the second part is the offer. And why this matters is a weak offer can't be saved by a pretty design on your product page. The offer is what makes a visitor want to convert them in the first place. And what is important, or the elements of a strong offer, is that you know exactly your core product USPs, okay? Show clearly what makes it different and what outcome it gives. And that is something that you also need to present back on your product page. Your pricing strategy, really important is the price worth the outcome, right? So do I want to spend money on this website to get the outcome of the product? Also important for your offers is building an AOV leverage, right? Can you increase your average order value by making bundles or upsell products? Another one is extra value. Can you make the perceived value of your product higher without spending too much on product cost or whatever by giving a free gift, a bonus or a free product? And it can be really simple, by an ebook or whatever. And what makes a strong offer is urgency/scarcity. Can you use limited stock, season deal or fast shipping to push immediately action, okay? So that is with the offer, and then we've got the P2P experience, right? The product page experience. Why it matters, your product page must remove friction, build trust and give clarity within seconds, okay? So basically the marketing, the offer is combined on your product page. And the key principles here is that simplicity always wins. No clutter, no distractions, one clear call to action. It needs to be clear, right? So Product name, price, the value proposition, and call to action visible instantly. And about the value proposition, again, that needs to be matching with your marketing. The trust, the payment badges, right? Review stars, money back guarantees. Ask yourself the question, why would someone buy on my store, right? Why should that person trust me? And another key element here is social proof. Can you show reviews with photos, a UGC's gallery, or even logos with as seen in? And all of those parts and elements I will show you, can show that on your product page. But before I want to show you that, this is a really good example of Hammer McDonald's. I think this page is even online for 20 or 30 years. And this is a really good example about how he is presenting his product. It's so much talking to the customer, right? It's so much matching with the problems they're experiencing. And based on that, they will read it. It's super long. And then they got somewhere here the offer, right? I'm not saying you should do it too for your own website, but it shows that the messaging, the offer is way more important than a fancy product page. So that is one thing that is super important. And now let's break down each sections with real examples. The first thing that someone will see when visiting your website is your above the fold section. And this is your make or break zone. Within 3 seconds, you need to answer, what is it, how much, and can I trust this? And it starts with images. Mix white background with lifestyle images and UGC from your ads. So if you have person A that is having the product on your creative, make sure that that same person A is coming back in your product page, okay? And make sure that the persons that you are showing onto your whole product page is matching with the customer avatar. Because if you're advertising to elderly people and you're showing a young person, it's already a mismatch. Then the second part on the right is the product and product titles, USPs and social proof. Really important, start off with social proof. Make sure that people can immediately trust you by having a Trustpilot or reviews. Then the offer, and what is really important here is that you show in 1 to 2 sentences the outcome of your product plus some USPs, okay? And to give you like another example, like a sentence like this, right? That's a good one. Mention the USPs and the outcome of the product immediately above the fold. If you have multiple variants like colors, you can add it here and make sure that below in here that you have upsells / bundles, okay? So make sure that you have simple pricing and that people can also buy more. But here are also some examples that you can do, right? 1 perfume or 2 + 1 perfume is free, or you can stack it up like bundles like this, okay? This will massively increase your AOV. Then you have like one clear call to action to the next step, and you will have social proof below the button, okay? Something like return policy or payment providers. Then you got the descriptions, right? Make sure that you have the product details there, materials or your shipping returns, right? Keep it simple and keep it skimmable. That's one important rule, always, that people don't like to read a long paragraphs anymore, okay? So make sure that you summarize it, that even if people just scan through it, that they can already understand product details, okay? Make it simple, super important. Then the next section is social proof, okay? Something like here, what you can do is show Trustpilot, show images, or one other thing that's also really good is that you leverage the as seen on badges, right? So if you're featured into a magazine or whatever, make sure that you highlight it here because that will instantly provide proofs. The next section is the product USPs plus a short description. And in here you have different variants that you can have as well. But what is important in this section is that you showcase your product in 3 different ways. Way number 1 is a problem solution. Option 2 can be the future and benefit, or option number 3 can be this is for. And then something with the title, perfect for busy moms, perfect for athletes, whatever. And in here you have also some different variants, right? You can show it like this or with an image, or even simpler with the product and then the benefits, okay? Super easy to scan, not a lot of text, and people get immediately the outcome of the product. What you can do next is the compare table, and you can use 2 different formats for this section. Number 1, format 1 is that you can really do an us versus them, or format 2 is that you can do something with versus without. And what is important is you use us versus them to make sure that you don't mention other brands like this example, but that you mention something like other brands or typically other brands, something like that, but don't mention the competitor itself. And make sure that if you're using this format that you're following or comparing based on outcomes and not on futures. And in here is also an other example of that. bread, or other examples, if you have the brand Jelly Bee Gummies or other supplements, and then the benefits and the downsides, okay? So then what you can do is also with versus without, and make sure that if you're going to use this format, that you use something like, hey, with our map, you are falling asleep within 20 minutes. Without our map, it takes X hours. And the reason why this section is so important is that people want to justify their purchase. And a compare table similar like this will reduce the friction that they will show or find other suggestions or options on the website instead of buying from you. The next section is an FAQ with use piece, something that I always would recommend to add on your product page, but you need to use the FAQ in a smart way, where most brands are just putting random FAQs that are basically adding more friction or confusion for someone that is landing on your website instead of buying from you. Because you need to use FAQs to reinforce value and to handle objections. So a bad FAQ is, what is your return policy? And a good one is, what if it doesn't work for me? And then your answer should be something like, we're so confident that you will love it, but if it doesn't work, you get 90 days money back guarantee or 30 days money back guarantee. And make sure that you're using FAQs and questions that will actually brings the person a step further in the funnel, right? So things as, hey, if I don't see results, or how fast can I see results? Make sure that your answer is something like, you will see results within X time. Something like that will turn this FAQ into a sales machine, because you're handling objections. And the beautiful part with this is that you can decide what questions you will show and what answers you will give. So each FAQ answer should get the person more excited to buy, not less. And if you have any answer that causes any doubt, make sure to not showing it or to remove it. Then the last part, what you want to show on your product page, are called the store benefits or social proof, right? And you can do that in two ways, or you can use badges, something like this, if you have already enough social proof above the fold, or reviews with images, something like this, okay? But something that ends basically the product page and reduce for last time all of the friction to not buy from you or click to the next step, all right? And this is the product page that I use for my own Shopify product pages that gets a 6 to 7% conversion rate each time. But it starts with the marketing, who are you targeting, make sure that that comes back on your product page, and make sure that you have a product or like an offer that, like Alex or Mosi say, people feel stupid to say no to, all right? And this is a structure that you can use that can help you for that. If you find this valuable, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and if you watch till the end or until now, what I want to invite you to is to join my school community. It's completely free. I have nothing to sell you. Again, link in the bio, because soon I will place, probably if you're watching this video already, my whole E-com Hack CRO library. And that is basically all of the hacks that I ever posted on my Twitter. So if you maybe go to my profile, you will find a lot of those hacks all stacked for you that you can copy paste or have a look on. So make sure to join, subscribe, and with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.